What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we keep it real, keep it fresh, and keep it all about the Dallas Cowboys. You know the deal? We're here because we love this team, even when the national media keeps throwing shade. And let's be honest, the team's been grinding this offseason, trying to tighten up every corner of the roster. From quarterback depth to secondary upgrades, we're talking about a front office that's focused on sharpening every detail in hopes of finally getting over that postseason hump. So if you're loving the Cowboys' commitment to improvement and the way we stay in the headlines, good or bad, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on exclusive Cowboys content. Now, let's get into it. Once again, ESPN's loudest voice and the self-declared enemy of Cowboys Nation, Stephen A. Smith, is at it. On First Take this week, he didn't just say the Cowboys won't win a Super Bowl, that's old news. He's tripled down and now claims Dallas won't even make the playoffs in 2025. And y'all, he's not joking. When fellow analyst Dan Orlovsky tried to bring some logic into the conversation, saying the Cowboys would be much better this season with a healthy Dak Prescott, Stephen A. basically laughed in his face. His words? No shot. That's about right. I don't see them being any better than third place in the NFC East. Let that sink in. We're talking about a team that went 12-5 last season, has a top-tier quarterback, an elite pass rush, and arguably the best cornerback in football when healthy, and Stephen A. still thinks the Commanders and Eagles are better positioned than us? Man, come on, let's keep it real. Stephen A. needs the Cowboys. His entire persona is built around mocking Dallas. He's like the Taco Bell of sports talk, same basic ingredients, meat, cheese, and Cowboys slander, just wrapped up in different ways. He says we're irrelevant, yet we're the only team he can't stop talking about. And here's the kicker. If the Cowboys are truly irrelevant, if they're really this doomed franchise he claims, why do we get top billing on every single Monday morning segment? Why does he react to our games with more emotion than actual Cowboys fans? It's simple, because when the Cowboys win or lose, it drives ratings. And deep down, even Stephen A. knows there's always a chance that this might be the year it all. Clicks, Cowboys' real challenges, secondary questions, and roster tweaks. While Stephen A. is out here clowning, the Cowboys are focused on the real issues, like the defensive backfield. There are three big questions heading into 2025, Darren Bland. He had an incredible 2023 with those record-setting pick sixes, but missed half of 2024 with an injury. Can he bounce back and return to form? Trevon Diggs, one of the most dynamic ball hawks in the league, but coming off a serious knee injury. Will he still be the same game-changer? Kaiir Elam. The former first-round pick was labeled a bust in Buffalo, but Dallas took a chance on him via trade. Can he finally live up to the hype in a new environment? These uncertainties have fans wondering, should the Cowboys add more depth at corner? That brings us to Jack Jones, recently released by the Raiders. He's got talent, posted a career best in tackles and interceptions last year, but the red flags are undeniable. From burglary convictions to getting caught with loaded firearms at the airport, his rap sheet is longer than his highlight reel. Sure, the Cowboys have a history of giving players second chances. That's why we coined the phrase second chance. Valley Ranch. But under new offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer and a shifting organizational culture, Dallas is trying to clean up the locker room, not complicate it. Adding Jack Jones would be a move based on panic, not planning. The team is better than that, and fans know it. And of course, while we're talking about drama, we can't forget the new QB addition, Joe Milton. Since coming over from New England, Cowboys Nation has been buzzing. And y'all, some of this hype is getting out of hand. People are calling him the next Josh Allen. Yes, that Josh Allen. The one from Buffalo, the Pro Bowler, MVP candidate, arm cannon and all. Let's slow it down. Joe Milton is big, he's fast, he's got an arm that could launch the ball from Arlington to Austin. And yeah, he looked solid in that final game against the Bills, going 22 of 29 for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns, one through the air, one on the ground. He even got a W, but that was one game. He was a 6th-round pick for a reason. He's raw. He's inconsistent, and right now he's likely QB3 behind Dak Prescott and Will Grier. This isn't a Dak versus Milton situation. This is Dak's team. But that doesn't mean we can't be excited. Joe Milton brings upside. And if the light ever comes on for him, Dallas could have something truly dangerous brewing in that quarterback room. For pennies on the dollar, and let's be honest, that's a smarter gamble than throwing $10 million at a journeyman backup like Jacoby Brissett or Drew Lock. Joe Milton costs $1 million a year. He chose Dallas when the Patriots gave him options. That speaks volumes. Back to Stephen A. And why he's wrong now, circling back to Stephen A. Smith and his doom and gloom prediction. Look, we get it. It's fun to dunk on the Cowboys. It's practically a sport of its own in the media. But let's deal with reality, not hot takes. The offense will be fully healthy. The defense is loaded with playmakers. The QB room is deeper and more intriguing than it's been in years, and the front office is finally prioritizing value and upside in their moves. Stephen A. says we'll finish third in the division. Well, the Commanders are starting over with a rookie QB and a new coaching staff. The Giants and the Eagles? Sure, they've got talent, but their second-half collapse last season was ugly. There's no reason to believe the Cowboys can't contend in the NFC East and beyond. Final thoughts. Cowboys Nation, this is our time look. Cowboys Nation. Every year we hear the same thing. They're overrated. They'll collapse. No Super Bowl since the 90s. We've heard it all. And every year we line up, wear the star with pride, and believe, because that's what fans do. And honestly, Stephen A. can say what he wants. He'll be the first one talking about us when we're in the playoffs. Again, loud, emotional, dramatic. But we'll still be here, focused, proud, ready. Let's get straight to it. The Dallas Cowboys just pulled off a move that's raising eyebrows around the league. We've traded with the New England Patriots to bring quarterback Joe Milton III to Dallas. Along with Milton, we're getting a 7th-round pick in exchange for a 5th-rounder. In draft value, that evens out to about a 6th-round investment. So what's the story here? Why now? And why Milton? According to none other than Adam Schefter himself, Joe Milton asked for a fresh start, and the Patriots agreed. Why? Because New England is all in on rookie QB Drake May, and they also brought in veteran Josh Dobbs. That left Milton staring at a QB3 role, and for a guy with his raw talent and insane arm strength, that just wasn't going to cut it. So Milton, with that cannon arm 6'5" frame and upside that had some scouts whispering #1 overall pick potential, started looking for a new home. And you know who picked up the phone? Jerry Jones. Just like that, the Cowboys brought in a developmental quarterback with major upside, and they did it on a budget. Let's talk dollars for a second. Milton is under contract for the next 3 seasons at just $3.5 million total. That's a steal, especially for a team like Dallas that's navigating tricky salary cap waters while figuring out how to pay big names like CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons long-term. And here's another key detail. Cooper Rush and Trey Lance are both hitting free agency. As of today, only Will Grier sits behind Dak Prescott on the QB depth chart. That's it. The Cowboys were either going to take a mid-round flyer in the draft or go fishing in the trade market. And folks, Joe Milton was the fish worth catching. Let's keep it real, Cowboys fans. Joe Milton is not a finished product. He's not coming in to take Dak's job. He's a project, no doubt. His accuracy and decision-making still need work, but this is a no-risk, high-reward play. For the price of essentially a 6th-round pick and minimal cap hit, we get a shot at developing a QB who, in the right system, could become a legit contributor. You've seen the throws. You know the kid's got a rocket launcher for an arm, but it's not just that. He's mobile, he's tough, and he believes in himself enough to ask for a trade when he saw the writing on the wall in New England. That says something about his mindset, and the Cowboys love players with that competitive fire. Now, let's flip it for a second. Some Patriots fans were not happy about the move. They see Milton as a potential star down the road, and letting him go this early feels like a mistake. Schefter even said, "This kid had enough potential to be the #1 overall pick in the draft." That's a quote. So why would New England let him go? It's simple. New coaching staff, new direction. They didn't draft him, they're rolling. With Drake May, and if Milton wasn't going to get reps, it's actually a classy move to let him chase a better opportunity elsewhere. That's where Dallas comes in. We saw the value, we jumped on it, and we might have just walked away with a diamond in the rough. So what does this mean going forward for our Cowboys? Number one, we now have a backup plan developing behind Dak. Whether or not you believe Milton becomes a future starter, we all know the importance of QB depth in this league. And hey, if he flashes in preseason or looks sharp in camp, that could open up a whole new set of options for this franchise. And let's not forget, Dak's long-term future with the team is still up in the air. His contract situation remains unresolved. Having a young, athletic, cheap quarterback in the building? That's just smart roster management. Look, Cowboys Nation, we know how this team works. We take calculated risks, we bet on talent. And right now, the Joe Milton trade is a classic example of that. It's low cost, high ceiling, and it fills a need that was sitting wide open just a few weeks ago. All right, Cowboys Nation, it's your turn. What do you think about Stephen A's prediction? Is he just talking for views, or do you think he has a point? And what about the DB room? Should Dallas take a flyer on Jack Jones, or stay the course with Diggs, Bland, and Elam? And what's your early impression of Joe Milton? Hype or hope? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Let's get the conversation going. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. We got more breakdowns, interviews, and exclusive Cowboys news coming your way every single week. Let's ride into 2025 together, Cowboys Nation. Da go Cowboys.